Awesome Health Journey. I am Red Dupree, and this is kind of my weekly update. But I kind of mean that it is. And this was a very, very good week for me physically. This is probably one of my favorite physical weeks in a long time, mostly for two reasons. Reason number one, which would be Orange Theory, I jumped on a box. The step that is at its lowest, I was able to hop onto it, which is awesome. I don't know if I tried hopping on something since CrossFit in 2012. That's the last time I know for sure I hopped on something or tried box jumps or something like that. But for sure, and I don't know if I've jumped for fun since then. I know I haven't done it since my current job, which I'm at 7 years. I know I didn't do it slightly before that. Um, Maybe when I was 8 years ago, when I was 334 or 9 years ago that was. I don't remember. That was 20. Yeah, it was about 10 years ago last time I was 334. I might have jumped then, but to do that and be able to do it, did 7 times and then 5 times in the second round. I could have done more, but my hammy is still kind of bothering me, which is also getting better. I'm really happy with my hamstring healing. I mean, I was hoping it'd be ready by now, but it's fine. I'm able to do more. I'm able to go 10% for short bursts. I thought I aggravated a little bit on Monday pushing it because it was a run row. And so I pushed it a little hard on Tuesday. I kind of felt like I had a setback, but on Thursday everything was fine again. So it was a little setback, so that's fine. Um, so yeah, today I did 3.1 the entire 14-minute 3G workout, and I went between 3% on incline to 6% incline the entire time, and I didn't have to slow down, and that made me super happy. I'm very happy with my progress, and soon I think I'll be able to start pushing again, at least by April at the latest, I think. So yeah, I really noticed my shirts are like loose. Oh, my friend Carrie told me that my shirt was too big, and that's a shirt I bought in the summer when she told me that my other shirt was getting too big. Um, these are my 4X shirts from DXL 4X. And they are. It's getting really big, which sucks. I really like that shirt, and that shirt doesn't get a long time in my life because I'm probably, 20 pounds away from never wearing it again. But yeah, that was great. And, I got a request to talk a little bit more about yoga this week. But yeah, this was a great yoga week for me as well. My yoga index of the time I look at my clock and I tell myself I'm ready to go home was the lowest or highest it's ever been. It was like 44 minutes. So I was practically done. The last 5 minutes is laying on my back and apparently going within myself. I don't know if that's just something you're supposed to, that's something they always talk about yoga. I have a yoga friend that I follow. I met her a couple times at like ecstatic dances and stuff, and I follow her, and she says all these things about yoga and how like yoga is like discovering yourself. And the only thing I discover is how much pain I'm in. I don't know. Being within my body and thinking and like having trauma in my hips and all that stuff. I don't know how real that is. Maybe that is for like normal people brains, but for this brain, I don't feel that as much. I just know my hips are tight because I sit all day for 20 years in the front of the computer, either for both fun and for my work as computer in computers. And so my hips are freaking sore. I know my favorite joke is my hips don't lie and they say ouch. But I noticed things like when I put on my socks in the morning, which used to be a chore 4 years ago when I started, putting on my socks was freaking hard. Um, and it's sad saying that, but it was just the reality. It was hard to put on my socks, and now so I just started doing some like at least some quick stretches when I put on my socks, so that it gets easier and easier. And I just noticed this week that I'm able to stretch more when I do the full stretch. And I got out of the habit of putting my leg over my other leg and sitting up because I heard that's good for your lower back. I did that for a while, and I think yoga made me stop doing that because my hips would start hurting all the time. But I started doing that again this week. I want to try to do that more, and it was easier, and I was able to do it better. So that is great. Also, I just noticed yoga on a whole. I'm doing better. I'm doing the flow more on, last Friday I hung out with someone and told them about yoga, and what they asked me what my yoga goal was. And right now, my main yoga goal is get flexibility in my hips. I just want, and it's hard to say that because that's not like, it's hard to say when I'm done exactly. Maybe I just need a flexibility in my hip goal. But one of my current goals is to be able to go from downward dog to plank to cobra and then back up, and just to be able to do that fluid the entire class. Every once in a blue moon I'm able to do it, but to be able to do that the entire class, I get to the point where I can do that. Then my next goal would be able to get through the entire class without making a mean face to the yoga coach of like, how in the hell am I supposed to do that? That's probably going to be years down the road, because she saw the things they look to do. It's like, oh, man, if you're really advanced, you could do this. And I'm like, I don't even think I can do the base move on that one. But, I'm able to do more, which makes me feel good. Yeah, it's not a joke. I like to talk about the reality that I don't like yoga, because I don't, in the sense of like, I don't like things I'm bad at. I like things that I'm good at. But I do like that I'm getting better at it. I do like that I'm getting better results. I can see the flexibility, and something that I did think of before. Actually, two things that I didn't think of before, which is my shoulders. I hurt my shoulders in high school. I think I ripped both my rotators cuffs, to be honest. I probably should have got those checked in high school, but I was just stupid back then, and I wanted to keep wrestling. I think I was at state, and like I could barely lift my left arm. It was so weak. Before going to state, I couldn't open the door with my right hand because it felt like my shoulder would pop out of my socket. And then I freaking practiced all week and then wrestled at state with that injury, and I got 7th, which, thinking back of it, with how hurt I was, that was pretty impressive. But so my shoulders have been messed up and just inflexible for years, and I noticed that I'm able to like hold my hands behind my back. I'm not doing that right now because I don't want to show you my massive titties, which, oh my gosh, looking at that video. I put the video of me jumping on TikTok, and I kind of expected a couple people to make fun of me because, man, these things were flopping. But yeah, my shoulders are a lot more flexible doing yoga. But the other thing that I did think about, which is another reason why I went, is my stabilizer muscles. You don't really work out stabilizers too much at Orange Theory. Generally, I mean, they do some one-legged things, which are nice, but like every week we're doing one-legged stances and things, and almost everything is like posing and stabilizing and things, and those are important. Those are just things we don't really think about, is those muscles that keep us upright. And I think I've talked about this before, the reason why I want to do that is 20 years from now, when I get to the point of falling, being something that, kill me. When you're in your 60s, that's something that kills people, is falling down. And it's something that happens a lot. What helps you from stop falling is working on those stabilizer muscles and noticing those are stronger. In fact, I think the thing that's helped my right ankle, is going to yoga and doing all the stabilizing things and being able to do the stretches and things and the downward dogs, and those things helped build a little bit more, because my ankle's bothering me for years. Well, a year and a half, at least 2 years. Yeah, it's now years. At least 2 years. And now it's better. But, so even my Orange Theory accomplishments and recovery, I put a lot of that to yoga. Being able to do, today I did 3.5 miles an hour at 10% incline for like 40 seconds. I'm really happy with that. I feel like I'm just rambling, because I am. So anyways, I gotta spend Valentine's Day getting my tires rotated, and that is not a sex thing. It's a Les Schwab thing. I love Les Schwab. They're the best place to buy tires. They're just so good. It's customer service. They just don't have that anymore, makes me feel like an old man saying that, but I'm 47. So anyways, I love you for who you are. Thank you for all your support, and as always, you are worthy. I think I forgot one of them.